Back in 2018, I released Flat Earth Fail Compilation 1. The idea came about because there were a few shorter Flat Earth videos that I wanted to respond to, but were too short to make one video about. If you'd have told me back then that in 2023 I'd be releasing episode 44 of the Flat Earth Fail compilation, I would never have believed you. What am I saying? Of course I would. Flat Earthers always fail. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, I am back. Right, back to today's video. I am back, I'm ready and raring to go, and as I said at the start, this is Flat Earth Fail Compilation 44. And we start with our old friend, Mikey Smith. He has a question regarding our solar system. Away we go.
Alright guys, this is for McToon and everybody else and Simon Dan. So this is what we're viewing 2 months out of the year. Here's Earth, Venus, and Mercury. The night sky is going this way. We see Venus in the night sky for 2 months. Venus's path is over here in the brightness. Why are we seeing it in the night pointing this way, supposedly, on your supposed spinning ball? Ooh-wee.
Well, the solar system is not two-dimensional, and we don't see Venus all night long because of the reasons you've just said, actually. We see it either shortly before sunrise or shortly after sunset. We never see it in the middle of the night.
But yet we see Venus on the daytime side of the Earth. Supposedly we're supposed to see it, but we do not, because Venus is making this path through your supposed galaxy.
Solar system.
Earth is here on the outer edge, outer part of Venus, and Mercury, of course, and of course the Sun. And on the shade, on the shadow part of the Earth, we see Venus. Venus is not in this orbit over here. Alright, folks? So, for the globies out there, for McToon and Simon Dan, and all of you crackpot theory guys,
Ironic.
you need to explain to us, which you will not be able to, why we see Venus over here. Okay, maybe you should contact the scientists and let them know that this is wrong. This is wrong, okay? Is this a better understanding for you guys now?
No, because we don't see it outside of our orbit like you're trying to show us. Take a look at your model again. If you're standing on the dark side of the Earth shortly after sunset, you will see Venus low in the sky. Then, as the Earth rotates, Venus will set. It's really not that hard to understand, buddy. What a mess. Let's move on to our next Flat Earth Fail, which comes up from DITRH, old David Weiss. And he thinks that the World Cup proves a flat Earth. Dear, oh dear. Yes, that would be the shortest route, but the trouble is there are no direct flights from Doha to Buenos Aires, so that was easy. And actually the news states that they stopped for only an hour, so clearly a connecting flight. Connecting flight, because there were no direct flights, as I just said. Oh, of course it works on a flat Earth map. How very convenient. Of course, the flat Earth map is nothing like reality, is it? So it doesn't even matter anyway. If you say so, Dave. If you say so. Moving on, we've got our favourite flat earther, CC, Chris from New York, Westchester County, and he's doing something very odd.
Hi. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris. From New York, Westchester County. It's 1/29/2023.
Indeed it is, and we've still got flat earthers out there. Tragic, hey?
Do you feel like you're upside down? By any chance?
No, I'm in the UK. I'm sort of sideways. Oops.
Do you feel like you're upside down? I never have had that feeling before. Is there some sort of scientific method in order to figure out who's upside down and who's right up? I don't think so.
Yeah, so you just go to different places on Earth and see that everyone is the right way up. Not hard.
I don't think there is. You know, it's funny. And I have to address this. Let me have a cup of coffee here. The scientists have figured out that every 7 or 80 years, the core stops. Yeah, that's the core of this supposed ball that we live on. Yeah, that's right, that's the core. And they'll give you a whole diagram of it. Of course, every layer, all the way down to the center of the core. And it stops every 70 or 80 years. See, I didn't know that. And I really appreciate the scientists that are feeding you nonsense to tell us about all of this. And that's great. Did they tell you about this 70 years ago? Well, I can't find any information about that.
Now, this has recently been discussed, but we aren't 100% sure that it definitely does yet. The theory is there, but we're yet to confirm it.
Using any network, but it doesn't matter. We've only dug down 8.5 miles. You know what 8.5 miles is? On this beautiful ball that you live on? It's like cutting the surface of a gobstopper and not getting to the middle. So, you know, gobstoppers were a big thing back in the day, you know. And they changed colors and everything like that, but we haven't even gotten down to the first layer.
Doesn't matter. I've spoken about this before, and we know about the inside of our planet because of earthquakes and the waves that emanate from them.
Not even that. So, the scientists are telling us that the core of the Earth has stopped spinning and then it's going to come back around. And it does this every 70 or 80 years? Is that enough bullshit for you?
No, because at the moment it's not for certain. It does seem plausible though. We know that Earth's magnetic field shifts, so why not the core's rotation?
Or are you still thinking that you live on a ball? Tell me, who's upside down? Am I upside down? I don't think so. I don't feel it. I feel like I'm on a flat level ground.
As I said, mate, no one's upside down. We're all the right way up. Gravity, buddy. Right, our final Flat Earth fail video today comes from Marty Leeds. Now, whilst this isn't strictly about Flat Earth, I had to include it because it is pure nonsense.
How many balls are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 balls. Do you know the arc of the sun? Every hour it takes a 15-degree arc. 15, 15, 15.
A 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
What is the cue ball? We're going to use English gematria here. So Q is CUE, and that's 365. The cue ball is CUE is 3, 6, 5. Now, add all of those balls on the table. Do you know what all of that adds to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is 344. And then we add that 21 of cue ball, and what do you get? 365.
So what? Now, if you're talking about the amount of days it takes to go around the sun in our orbit, then that's not right, because it's 364 and a quarter days.
What is the game? Now, think about this. So, the balls are separated in a normal game like you play. The most popular game, I should say, is 8-ball, right? And that's where you put these 15 balls in a rack, and then the idea is that this person gets the stripes, and then the other person gets the solids, and then at the end, the person has to get that middle ball, the 8-ball, in the pocket, and then they win. So this leaves the stripes to be 7 balls, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So there's 7 balls there. So one guy gets 7 balls, and then the other guy gets 7 balls.
Of course, women can play pool too.
Okay? And then we have that 8-ball in the center. So you get stripes and you get solids. And you get 7 and you get 7. Well, okay, so let's stop here. We all know, so in other words, you get 7, which means you get 6, 5, 5, 5, 1 equals 22, and 22 divided by 7 is pi. So you get pi, and then you get 7 as well, which means you get 6, 5, 5, 5, 1, and that equals 22, and 22 divided by 7 is 3.142. You get that as well.
Look, I don't want to be picky, but if you're going to use 3 decimal places, it's 3.143. So it's not pi, is it? Just saying.
So you get pi and you get pi. And then what is the ball that's in the center? It's the 8-ball. What's pi in our cipher, guys? What's pi in our cipher? Pi is 3, 5, and it's 8.
What are the odds?
Now, think about this. That's stripes and solids. So in other words, one person gets stripes, gets the line, and the other person gets the solids, which is the circle. Is that what's going on here? Stripes and solids? So you get solids and you get stripes. Okay, so in gematria, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That equals 125. And then the stripes is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's 7. And that equals 189 in English gematria. So the solids equal 125. And the stripes equal 189. And then when you add those together, taking out the 8-ball, which is pi, you get 125 plus 189 is 3, 1, 4.
Yes, but 314 isn't pi, is it? It's 314. As I said, total nonsense. Well, there we go. Another Flat Earth fail compilation all done and dusted. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. There are, of course, 43 other compilations from the Flat Earth fail playlist to have a look at. Please do go check those out at your leisure. But for now, as I said, we are done. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you really enjoyed today's video, hit that like button as well. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll be back on Tuesday for the return of Matt Powell. Will Dr. Peel be with him? See you then.